Me.
Hello and welcome to the Side Escape Gaming Podcast. I'm your host Jake Burke and joined as always by James St. Charles. James, how the hell are ya?
Doing?
Doing? Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Oh, okay, good. How's your week been going? Just fill me in on life before we talk about games and all the stuff.
It's been busy with work.
Yeah.
Gotta get up at 4:45 tomorrow.
Ew, why?
Because no one wants to get up and do... We basically have our facility shut down at 6:30. And they're like, oh, we need to get some stuff taken care of before then.
But then you're off after 6:30?
No, I still have to work the whole day, but it's just
sucks.
like I have to go like take out some stuff basically.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you're dealing drugs.
Yeah.
You gotta go take out the stuff.
But it's like I'm the only one who works this Friday, so it's like, you know.
Oh, that sucks.
You know how it is. Listen.
James, you don't have to worry about work right now because this is a Side Escape Gaming podcast, and it's
not the work
12th
podcast.
It's not the work podcast. It's not the side work podcast. Side work podcast, very different. That's the drug dealing podcast. But this is the 12th episode where every Monday morning we come to you on YouTube. Yeah, we're going there. We're on YouTube. Jesus Christ, I'm really screwing this up. I already did the intro 3 times today. But it goes out live every Monday morning where we Skype from 500 miles to talk to you about video game news, just like the Switcher. Is it getting PC cross save? What? That's something we're going to talk about.
I like that. That's
Switcher?
a good one.
Yeah, Switcher. Yeah. I didn't make that up.
Yeah.
A main topic like my Dreams review. Not the review of my Dreams, but the PlayStation 4 exclusive Dreams.
That's the joke I was waiting for.
Thank you. But before we do any of that, before we even talk about our one game that we're adding to the 20 games of all time list of Side Escape, we always start with what we've been playing. And James, I've only been playing Dreams, so I'm not even going to be a part of this segment. I want to hear what you've been playing.
Good. Because I've been playing 2 things.
All right.
The first, I mentioned it last week with a prop that
Yakuza.
ended our podcast early because I dropped it and it hit the spacebar. But I've been playing Yakuza 3, and I want to eventually, we should definitely let's just do it now.
Okay.
Jake.
Yeah.
What is your definition for a remaster? When you hear remaster, what does that tell you?
When I hear remaster, I hear up-resed, like they've increased the graphics. But they haven't changed the story. Maybe they've fixed some bad control schemes.
Okay.
But they haven't changed the story. They haven't changed like the overall combat systems. It's pretty much the same game, but like updated, not remade at all.
Okay. That's I just want to clear that. What's your definition of a port?
A port would be like they didn't up-res anything. It is just the game on a new system.
Okay.
Like Legend of Zelda Ocarina on the Virtual Console.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. This game, I gotta do some research because I didn't do it before. Yakuza 3 feels like and plays like a PS3 early game. It is in no way remastered. The controls are awful. You have unskippable, unpausable cutscenes.
That's a big deal.
I played Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, which is a new game. Kiwami 1, remake of 1.
Yeah.
Actual remake, and Kiwami 2. Those are all remade, have good controls, and you can pause, you can skip. This one, you can't even run around. Like you can't run.
Sprint?
You just it's like jog. And you can't full on run. So and then everything's not updated. And then I've played about 4 or 5 hours into it. The first 3 hours are like mandatory fetch quest missions that build nothing to the story. Then after that, it gets like the normal story. But so far, it's the worst Yakuza game I've ever played, and remaster to me is not this. So we're definitely in agreement to what a remaster is. I played Last of Us remastered. That was remastered. Still the same game, still similar controls, but updated cutscenes, updated graphic, yeah. So that was just my.
Have you played Yakuza 3 before?
No. That's why I really got to look at old Yakuza 3 footage and see if it compares.
I'm sure.
Because I may just be like talking on my ass and it was like a PS2 exclusive, which then it's amazing, but it plays like a early PS3 game.
Huh. Do you have to do like the crappy motion controls with the controller?
There's no motion controls. Duh.
Oh.
But there is like the timed events, but they're really early. This is timed events before like timed events kind of thing. So maybe Maybe it was PS2. I gotta really take a look at this. I should have done the research before.
Well, keep talking. I'll give you an update. Yakuza 3, right?
I swear they all came out PS3, but Yakuza 3 could have come out PS2, which would then, okay, it is a remaster, but it should they should have fixed those easy controls.
No, Yakuza 3 came out on PlayStation 3.
Good. Yep.
It was released in North America on March 9th, 2010.
Wow, it's awful for a 2010 game. I'll say that.
Really? Yeah. So this like, was 2010 was the year after Uncharted 2.
Oh my god! So then it's like nothing. Like it's not good.
Are the graphics up res at all?
I feel like maybe the cutscenes are.
Okay.
A little bit. Not all of them. Okay. But the actual city itself, when you play like 0 and Kwame 1 and Kwame 2, it's like completely downgraded. Yeah, it is. There's not. It's like the city's kind of dead. There's just a bunch of people, but there's no action.
Are you gonna stick with it?
I'll stick with it.
Okay.
Like I'm in it.
Yeah,
I'm 3 games in. I'm gonna fight my way through these games, and hopefully 5 is amazing. But
right,
I gotta play the end. Like the story is that good that like it's appealing.
Okay.
Although this one is like a rehash of 2, which 2 wasn't my favorite, but 0 and 1. If you're ever gonna play a game, just play 0. And then if you like 0, then you continue on. Yeah.
Okay.
So I got one of our friends, Ted, who started 0 and he liked it. I told him this past weekend, like, play more.
Okay.
So hopefully he plays more. Hopefully he hears this. Play more. Because 0 is amazing. That story is great.
How's the open world in 3? Because like Yakuza's known for its like open world with activities and.
That's smaller. Like I swear, 0 was bigger, even though you stayed in like 2 towns the whole time.
But 0 is a lot newer.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when
James,
you're spoiled with
just
0,
fell.
My camera fell.
No, that's what I meant. Your camera just fell. That's amazing.
No.
All right, and we're back. We just fixed James's camera, so we are back. We are fixed. We are ready to keep talking about. Do you have anything left to say on Yakuza 3?
No, it's just I'll keep playing it, but for now it's bad.
Okay, good to know.
It's just getting interesting, but.
Have you played Yakuza 4 and 5?
No.
Okay, so I wonder if these get.
So these are like
get better, but
these are like beat 'em up games that you go through a little story. There's like a 5-minute long cutscene, and then you fight. And that's great. I only fought 2 people in the first 3 hours. That's how bad this.
Ew. So it's just not well paced or anything.
No, and it's like you could tell really early. It's like it's old.
Yeah.
But for a 10-year-old game, it plays like a PS2 game. I mean, the story pacing is like PS2.
That sucks.
PS3 graphics, PS3 control, but
PS2-ish. That's rough.
But it's dated.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, damn. But well, I'll just get through it and get through the new games.
Go on to the new ones.
I'm just trying to get to 6.
Right. Have you been playing anything else?
Yes. One more game.
All right.
And it's based off a movie.
Ooh.
World War Z.
Oh, okay. The zombie video game.
It's not based off that movie, but it is
based
a
off
zombie
the book
game.
Series and that universe. Yeah.
It's based off that. That game, Epic Store exclusive.
Right. Give a synopsis about it. Like
it's sad. This is what I'll say. It's sad because if it was on Steam, it would honestly do really well.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, it's like Left 4 Dead met Killing Floor. So you have Left 4 Dead style. You basically start out almost the same way, or like in like the first mission.
So it's like a zombie shooter.
Zombies. Yeah, zombie shooters with classes though. So you have medic, you have like support and all that. But it just borrows from both those games, which I know I don't believe you're a fan of either game.
I don't mind Left 4 Dead. I don't like Killing Floor at all. I think that's a very unfun
game. So this is more Left 4 Dead than Killing Floor. Right?
Yeah. I've actually played World War Z.
Good.
Yeah. It's entertaining. It's for me those games are very samey and are only fun with a
It was
group
pretty
of people.
samey for me. Like when I was playing, I was like, I'd rather just play Left 4 Dead or even Killing Floor. But I can see why people were like this game.
Were you playing it with someone?
Yeah, I played with Gunner.
Okay.
Our friend Gunner.
I feel like the game is
Also, the AI sucks, but the AI sucks in Left 4 Dead as well.
I think it's kind of supposed to because it's zombies.
Yeah.
I do like it with World War Z when like something you're fighting like a mall or whatever, like a lobby of a mall, and like something falls over and then just this giant horde like runs at you and it's just like the most intense like. I mean, it's very similar to the movie.
The horde is actually, I think, scarier, like because the graphics are more realistic. Is that
Yeah,
if that makes sense?
they're
They're newer. So Left 4 Dead is kind of like it's dated. The graphics are dated, so it's not as scary. But these ones is like it's really HD.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice.
The zombies are pretty scary, especially because it's like horde style.
Right.
And they run. So that's always scary.
That's good. So you enjoyed it?
Good. Yeah. I think I played the first 2 missions.
Okay.
It was pretty fun. Yeah.
You're gonna go back to it?
Potentially.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like a game. So we had 2 choices. We were either gonna play World War Z or the Wolf and Blood.
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Which I've heard is not very good. It's free on Game Pass.
Yeah, and so we just wanted to. I heard it's not good single player. I heard co-op is actually good.
I love Wolfenstein.
So it was either of those, but I had World War Z. So
yeah.
We should play that because
I would love to.
That's what I was reading. I was reading up. It's bad single player. Co-op is okay.
God, those Wolfenstein games are so good.
Yeah, so let's co-op it.
I got really nerdy over the weekend, and I was watching a bunch of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, trying to catch up for the new season coming out because I'm very excited.
New season?
But then I found
on Disney Plus.
I'm sorry.
On Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus, yes, of course, on Disney Plus.
Wow.
Yeah, new season. Looks like it's gonna intersect with Star Wars Episode 3, and like they're gonna redo scenes from that into the show.
Wow.
And show like what Ahsoka was doing. Anyways, that's not the point of this podcast, but I could go on a rant about Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Anyways, I was getting really nerdy, and I found this app. It's called like GG, where you can like basically it's like Letterbox app for video games, where you can like make lists of video games and rank them and everything. And I love my lists. Side Escape Ranks, check it out on YouTube. It's very good. Where we make lists. But so I started doing that, and I did like my top 50 games. And where was I going with this? What were we just talking about? What game were we just talking about? Oh, Wolfenstein. And Wolfenstein: The New Colossus I put it on my top 50. I was like, wow, I guess I really do love those Wolfenstein games. Like, what a good first-person shooter.
Yeah, those games are great.
Yeah. Wolfenstein: The New Colossus is awesome.
Just shoot. Or when you remakes of the first, Wolfenstein was before Doom, but remakes of the first FPSs, even though they say Doom is like the father of FPS, it just did things right, but still the same. They're still good. The remakes are still good.
Yeah, and they're like complete like recreations of the ideas, almost like reboots, where it's like new stories and
Wolfenstein. Like the very early one was so rudimentary. I mean, but it had so like little things that were never done before, especially for first-person shooters. So technically one of the first.
Play Wolfenstein: The New Order and The New Colossus. They're delights. I actually have been playing something in tandem with Dreams as I play it. I've been playing, as I talked about last week, Wii U Zelda Wind Waker. Mm-hmm. It's a really good game. It's surprisingly really funny, which I forgot about, like the whimsical humor nature of it. They've got some like great comedic timing within Zelda that Zelda doesn't usually have. That being said, I do not like a lot of the large traveling through the water sections. It's like exploration that's kind of boring. Where like I feel like Breath of the Wild, it's like super like enticing exploration. This is like hit the sail button and just go to the next island, and you can't do anything.
I'm not a fan of like sailing island to island. And in Witcher 3, they have like a part where you sail to each island. And it's like, can I just like teleport there?
Yeah, and I know you get fast travel in this game, and it's like, give me fast travel because this part sucks. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm at the part where I have to collect all the Triforce pieces, and it's like the most tedious part of any Zelda game. But hey, people love that game. I do thoroughly enjoy it. It's just not amazing to me. Mm-hmm. But I want to talk about some news. You just mentioned The Witcher 3, which was a great transition that I didn't jump on.
Yeah,
really sorry
I dropped it right there.
You really did. You're like, put it on a silver platter, and I said no.
Yeah, knocked it away.
The Witcher 3, as we know, James' favorite game of all time, according to one of our episodes, but then it changed another one of our episodes. We'll move past that. We'll digress on that point.
Yeah, I'll contradict myself.
Yeah, but The Witcher 3 for Nintendo Switch just came out like last year. I think it's like fall. Mm-hmm. And 2 kind of, I think, lackluster reviews. Like, it's the game, but it's very downgraded, and why would I play it on this? Yeah, it has to be, obviously, but why would I play it on the Switch when I could play it on PlayStation? Well, they just gave you a really goddamn good reason to play it. The Witcher 3 update that just came out yesterday, actually, allows you to transfer PC saves to Switch and vice versa. So, I'm going to read, this is from amazing. Riley McLeod over at Kotaku. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on Switch got an update today. It adds new graphical options, touch controls for Gwent, and the ability to port your save between Switch and PC. Rumors of the patch first spread on Reddit, but developer CD Projekt Red has since confirmed. According to CD Projekt Red, Update 3.6 includes added touch control support, added save file integration with GOG, Steam, and other versions of the game from different regions, added more text languages, added more graphical options, added multiple performance optimizations, and fixed various visual and functional bugs, various gameplay and crashes. So I guess what he's saying is when you load up The Witcher 3 on Switch, there's a menu option for cloud saves that gives you the option to upload your save from Steam or GOG. So basically, you're allowed to play Witcher 3 on the go and then play it on your PC when you want. That's awesome.
Yeah, so this kind of thing should be happening more often.
With
the reason why it's news, the reason why it's news is because it's like, you know, it hasn't happened, but it should. Right. This shouldn't be news because they should already be doing this kind of thing. And for CD Projekt Red and of course The Witcher, huge. One of the greatest games of all time, doing this, yeah. So this is gonna promote people to either transfer their saves over or transfer to PC, or that'd be so great because like there's.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've had a couple new game pluses I played on Witcher 3, and like it'd be great if you play mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't. Honestly, to me, the controls work really well with Switch. Especially, it depends on like how you play, like how your fighting style is, but it's very easy to do like a fast sword build and play.
Have you seen it on Switch run?
No. Does it run like ass?
It doesn't run. It actually runs fine. I think it looks pretty bad. Like it looks like a stylized indie game because like they have to take out so many textures.
Yeah.
But I mean, it runs. I think fine.
It runs.
No, I think it's really interesting. I'm curious how many other games will start doing this, like cross save between PC and Switch. Obviously, you won't do it from PlayStation to Switch, but
yeah,
and that's fucking money right there for.
Yeah, I can't wait to transfer my Mario Odyssey from PC to Switch.
That will never happen. You will never get Mario on PC. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
An insane prediction. You're a crazy man. Would this option now make you want to get a Switch at all? No. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can play it on PC. Yeah, I'm not too on the go. Like I can't play it at work.
Right. If you were traveling a lot, this would make sense.
Yeah. If my job was a travel type, I would always. Yeah.
It's such an interesting idea. Like
it's not though. It should be like standard.
But between two consoles that don't agree with each other, like it's not like this is a Steam handheld.
Yeah.
Like that's
I can see it that way. Like code wise, definitely, it's a little tricky. But if you have it like client based, maybe it's a little easier. I'm trying to figure out like how they're doing it, but
I'm curious about it. But
there is probably some conversion.
Yeah.
So like they build a converter and then it's boom. It's easy to go back and forth.
Yeah, I just think it's a cool way of seeing like two companies kind of agree with each other and let it happen.
So if CD Projekt Red developed like some sort of conversion that they did to convert their PC save data to Switch save data, and then vice versa, then why can't another company? Or maybe they can sell that to another company. I don't know.
Right. Well, I'm sure that they pitched this to Xbox and PlayStation as well and said, hey, we can take the save from PlayStation, put it on the go, and they're like, are you kidding me? No, we're not giving Nintendo that.
PlayStation is a pain to like get updates for. That's from what I've heard from.
Well, yeah, they're not.
Concerned Ape reading his Twitter. Yeah. The Xbox update process is a lot easier, but PS4 is a pain.
So, right.
For developers, like it's very easy to just go PC and push your updates, but I can see, maybe there's just more force.
Well, I'm curious too. Like
maybe it's easier to Switch.
Xbox has played really nice with Switch in the past and given them Cuphead and Ori, and I'm like, that'd be interesting.
And what has Switch done for Xbox? Nothing.
If they don't, well, yeah, they didn't do anything for him. You're right.
Yeah, so that's why it's like, what the hell?
They're not going to give him anything.
Give him some Mario.
Remember when people were like, oh, Nintendo's not going to make consoles anymore. They're just going to like start giving their IP out. Microsoft should buy Mario. It's like, that's not ever going to freaking happen, you crazy people. Speaking of things buying things, let's talk about some money. Okay? I think 2 weeks ago we talked about YouTube acquiring the rights for Activision Blizzard streaming. Mm-hmm. A new report is how much they paid for those rights.
Oh yeah. I think
you see this?
That. Yeah.
YouTube reportedly paid $160 million for Activision Blizzard esports streaming exclusive rights. This is by James Batcher at GamesIndustry.biz. The deal between Activision Blizzard and Google for the media rights to Formers esports events is said to have cost $160 million. That's the figure given by multiple sources to the esports overseers which those reports encompasses Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Hearthstone. It's not clear how the money each represents each title, but sources suggest that Overwatch League commands the majority of the sum, which makes sense.
Yeah.
With most of the remainder going towards Call of Duty, towards the Call of Duty League. Hearthstone was reportedly a free throw-in.
Wow, that's like, hard.
Yeah, well, because you got to imagine
that gets okay views, like on when it played on Twitch, but recently Hearthstone sucked.
But what happened recently with Hearthstone Pro, where Blizzard banned him for the Blitzchung thing?
Yeah, Blitzchung.
There's some bad press, but there's
that's a couple years old.
No, it's not. That's like 6-7 months old.
Blitzchung thing?
Yeah, that was like 6 months ago.
From China?
Yeah, that's like 6 months ago.
Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, it was when all the Hong Kong stuff was happening. You're right.
Yeah.
It's like 6-7 months old.
Yeah, but that's still bad press on Hearthstone and their professional league.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about Blizzard.
I know. We all love Blizzard here.
Yeah.
We're Blizzard shills. Hey, I love Overwatch, and obviously it's the way that they run the Overwatch League, I've already said, is pretty awesome. But yeah, $160 million, which is pretty crazy just for the streaming rights.
Yeah, I mean, they're seeing something there, not just with Overwatch, but maybe with Call of Duty as well. That's a big thing. Call of Duty's always big.
And they're really trying to promote like the Call of Duty League.
They have exclusive rights for just the pro circuit though, right? It's not like you can't stream on Twitch.
You can stream on Twitch. It's just the pro circuit of the Overwatch League, the Call of Duty League.
Has to be shown on YouTube.
And professional Hearthstone.
Exclusive. It's probably worth it.
Yeah,
it's a big chunk. I mean, like, why wouldn't you get that?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I mean, Twitch is not offering that, so that's your worth, basically, at that point.
You know who knows his worth as well now? Sonic the goddamn Hedgehog, James. You want to know why?
Tell me why.
Because Sonic the Hedgehog beat Detective Pikachu at the domestic box office this past weekend.
Amazing.
Doesn't that blow your mind?
That does blow my mind. I actually, I did read about it.
But it
wasn't gaming news.
It is gaming news.
Sonic
it's
is
a
gaming.
Video gaming movie news.
You're
57 millions at the US. 57. I'm like all over the place. $57 million at the US box office compared to Detective Pikachu's.
Still needs to do better, right? Because they spent so much time reanimating Sonic.
Yeah, apparently that included only $80 million budget.
Wow. So it's actually it's gonna be on track.
We're gonna get a Sonic 2 movie. Which means I gotta see Sonic 1.
Yeah, I gotta see Sonic 1. Jim Carrey.
Apparently Jim Carrey crushes it as Robotnik.
Jim Carrey crushes everything. He's amazing.
That's not true. Jim Carrey's been in some bad movies. He was in that one with the penguins.
What about the penguins?
Yeah, I figured it was like Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Oh, I definitely haven't seen that.
That's a bad movie.
I was about to name all the movies I've seen. They've all been good.
Oh yeah, he's got some good movies.
Liar Liar, Bruce Almighty, all the Ace Venturas.
I've only ever seen one Ace Ventura.
Cable Guy.
I've never seen When Nature Calls.
It's good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've seen obviously the scene where he comes out of the rhinoceros.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. Yeah. Anyways, just a little fun news tidbit about movies and video game movies. They make money. It's cool to see that they're aiming them towards kids and they're making money.
Yes.
It didn't beat Detective Pikachu's worldwide gross, but the domestic gross, which makes sense because Sonic was much more of an Americanized property anyways.
And Pokemon is worldwide, I'd say. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Pokemon.
Yeah, Sonic is like Japan and America.
Yeah,
that's
and much
probably
more
big
America.
in the EU as well. But
yeah. But yeah.
Not as iconic.
It's grossing money fast. Why? Because Sonic's got to go fast. Now, that was a bad joke. I'm so sorry. I apologize for everybody that had to hear that. So then, James, last week I think we even joked in the show about I wanted you to fund me to fly to PAX East.
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, because Sony announced.
Did we mention it in the show? I think
we might have
texted me.
Maybe I just texted you.
Yeah,
so
you just texted me.
Like a week ago, literally a week ago today, which is today we're filming this on Thursday. So last Thursday, they announced that like they were going to be attending PAX East with a huge like sum of games. They had like 7 playable games. Mainlining it was The Last of Us Part 2 with like an hour playable demo. And like they made a big deal about this. And then yesterday, they released this. And you actually texted me about this. You got, I'm so happy we didn't send you to PAX East. Because Sony's no longer going to PAX East after announcing it like 6 days before they decided not to go. And I think this is interesting. This is why I want to talk to you about this, because I think there's something else here. Sony is skipping PAX East convention over coronavirus concerns by Julia Alexander at The Verge. Sony has decided not to attend PAX East next week, despite teasing a prominent presence just weeks. She said weeks ago. It's a week ago. It was literally a week ago. Following, growing concern over the coronavirus. And then this was their statement, Sony's statement. We felt that this was the safest option as the situation is changing daily, the company said in an updated blog post. We are disappointed to cancel our participation in this event, but health and safety of our global workforce is our highest concern. So I guess there was one reported case of coronavirus in Boston recently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like why they've now decided not to go.
But the fear is also people flying in.
Flying in, right? It's a big worldwide event.
Big event, yeah.
So they were, PAX East is at the Boston Convention Center every year around this time, which is crazy because it's always freezing cold.
Yeah, it's freezing.
So the planned games were obviously The Last of Us Part 2. Then they were going to show off Dreams, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Neo 2, Doom Eternal, Spelunky 2, and Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, Spelunky 2. Oh.
I know, it's coming out. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was interesting that they canceled so suddenly. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's just because of the coronavirus?
I don't. And do you know why?
I'm so curious.
Did you read today's news of what PlayStation canceled?
No.
They canceled going to GDC.
No way.
So like PAX East, understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big event. GDC centered around, like, I feel like that's not as big. Maybe it is, but for them not to show up to GDC or PAX East.
When did this happen? Hold on. When did this happen?
I read it right before we got on.
What the hell?
I don't know.
You keep talking. I gotta read it. Hold on. They canceled GDC?
They canceled GDC.
No way.
To me, it's either like, oh, the course they're gonna cancel it because then people are gonna say like, oh, why'd you cancel PAX East and not GDC, or it's something's going on. Something's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So PlayStation and Oculus aren't going to be at GDC because of coronavirus.
I do believe it's not like, it's not like, oh, because we don't have nothing to show. They have stuff to show. But it's more of, is this really a concern? Like, is coronavirus that big a concern? Like, I could see it because, I mean, they're meeting people like the whole weekend. Like, you could,
I gotta imagine
conventions is where you spread viruses.
Yep, they're trying not to prevent the spread.
PAX Pox, that's the big thing that they call it.
They do call it PAX Pox. This is just so fascinating to me that, like, I mean, I think there's a good chance now that this, obviously, so I work in sales with, like, I work with a lot of companies that have product in China that we acquire for, like, assemblies that we build. Mm-hmm. And that, like, their lead times are affecting components for us to acquire and, like, stuff like our customers are like, hey, why can't we get parts? And it's like, because literally, like, factories are shut down now in China. Like, a big component manufacturer just sent out a letter being like, we are going to not be able to send product out because we have no one in our factory.
Wow. Maybe, so it's bigger than we're probably getting.
I think so. And I think, like,
and then PlayStation knows it because they're getting their parts too. And they're probably like, oh.
Well, I think here's the bigger so stupid. The bigger concern for games, people are getting sick and shit, but, like, let's talk about video games, right?
Yeah.
But the bigger concern is next gen consoles are supposed to come out this year.
So yeah, that's the other thing. Consoles hardware is where it's getting hit. The Valve Index, people are saying, oh, it's just not available. They're actually getting hit because of China. Yeah, they can't build them. That was like, it was reported like earlier, I think this week, about like, no, the real reason why there's no Valve Index available is because they can't build them. There's no one.
Right. And that means, like, I wonder, like, PlayStation 5, obviously, they're built in China. Like, Sony's main manufacturing plants are in China. If you got no one working in the factories, you're not building PS5s.
Yeah. So hopefully, with the way viruses go, is usually when it warms up, it kind of dies out. So hopefully that happens. And this is not like a heat resistant or. Yeah, it's kind of weird talking about.
No, but it relates to the game.
But yes, so hopefully it's gonna be okay. Or else if it spreads, because they've been quarantining cruise ships, all this stuff, and quarantining people here in America, like putting them on bases, that could play a big part with conventions, with the economy. That's a big concern.
Well, yeah, it's like, I mean, such a big gaming thing right now is revolving around. Like, we don't know games because of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and it's like, there's a chance they could not come out this year because of shortages.
Maybe that's why. Maybe they're like, oh, maybe we should not say anything because we might not be able to meet it.
Yeah.
But then Xbox is in the same boat.
Right.
All their stuff's coming from China. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll affect both companies. It's very interesting.
It's big. This is very big. Yeah. Yeah, Sony is just getting more attention, and I feel like there's probably some smaller companies that are also not showing up.
I'm sure there are. I mean, yeah, I just can't believe they're not going to GDC
sucks for PAX
either.
East. Like, people running Penny Arcade, like, ooh, that's not
right.
That's a big player. That's a big player that's going to be missing. So
it just blows my mind. They announced it 6 days before, then they're like, "No, we're not going to go." It's just so that's just so interesting to me.
But yeah, the GDC news was also big for me because
that's crazy.
People were talking about like they have huge booths.
No, well, Sony does like a big conference at GDC.
Yeah, and that's where they're gonna like.
People
do
were
their mini E3,
people were expecting like that's where E3 was gonna happen.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's interesting.
Yep. It's sad.
It is sad. Now we're gonna transition really just hard, but we were talking about Sony. I think it's time for our main topic, James. I'm gonna talk to you about dreams.
Your dreams?
My dreams, everybody's dreams, really? Everyone's dreams.
Yeah.
So we talked briefly about Dreams because it's kind of amazing that I'm playing Dreams right now because Dreams was announced at the PlayStation 4 reveal event in 2013. Mm-hmm. They showed off the concept of Dreams. It's now, as you know, it's 2017, James.
It's going to be played.
Sorry, it's 2020. 7 years. I just said it's 2017. Jesus Christ.
It feels like 2017.
It does feel like 20. I feel like I'm 23 again. It's 2020, and I'm playing Dreams. Now, I have not talked to you at all about Dreams.
No, you've been silent.
I've been radio silent on purpose.
Yeah.
James, what do you think? How do you think I feel about Dreams?
You think it's awful.
Yeah? You think I think it's awful?
Maybe not awful, but yeah, I definitely don't think it's your top game. You would have been raving at me about it.
James, I would be shocked if Dreams is not in my top 3 games of the year at the end of the year.
So it's that good? Or that
Dreams is mind-blowing. I am flabbergasted at how good Dreams is. I am stunned.
Really?
I knew Dreams was going to be good. Because it's an interesting concept. I'll explain the concept because I'm going to break it all down. I kind of did a little review like you, but I remembered how you did your Dragon Ball Kakarot review. Mm-hmm. I don't think I can review Dreams that way. Because I think
Dreams is like an engine. It's not a real...
Right, so much.
It's not. Yeah, it's like a story.
It is. Yeah, there. So much of what Dreams is what Dreams will be in 3 years. So much of like how I feel about Dreams is like this is what it is right now. I can't wait to see what it is in 3 years. In 4 years.
Is it too little, too late though?
No.
Okay.
I think if they could have made it come out 3 years ago, it'd be great. I think with PlayStation 5, this will be on PlayStation 5.
It better be.
Maybe
then it's definitely dead.
No. But I think like maybe it's part of it's free on PlayStation 5. Like maybe they use like the playing aspect, not the creating aspect, but like play is free on PlayStation 5. Something like that to basically like show off what Dreams is capable of. So what Dreams is essentially Dreams is basically broken up into 2 parts. There's Dreams surfing and there's Dreams shaping. So Dreams surfing is playing people's creations and like almost like curated lists of people's dreams that they've created. Dream shaping is making dreams. Mm-hmm. Dreams, as James kind of briefly said, is an entire engine that Media Molecule, the Sony exclusive first party, has made, where you can basically make whatever game you want. Now, I think when you hear that, you're like, okay, it's these cheap platformer games and stuff. I am stunned at what people have been making in this, and it's only a few weeks out. And obviously they had early access and stuff. James, someone is remaking Fallout 4 in Dreams.
Okay.
And
that's what I was gonna ask. Is it capable of recreating giant games? Is that powerful?
Yes.
It's not like these mini games I've been seeing where it's...
That's just a section of what Dreams is.
We were talking about like some Gang Beast character just run.
Yeah. No. I wrote down. I want to go through like my top favorite. I think it's like 10 Dreams that I've found so far. But what's so interesting about Dreams is I thought I was just going to want to play Dreams. I am writing a game because I want to make something in Dreams, which I didn't think I was going to want to do. So I'm learning, and there is countless, like dozens and like probably 100 tutorials for Dreams.
I've heard it's a big learning curve, but it's worth it.
And you're like you're doing one of the tutorials, and it's like, here's how you do your lighting, and here's the logic of the lights, and the lighting and like how you see the light in the sky, but like you don't see it when you're playing the game, but you can see it like in the creation mode. And it's like, well, you can change the spread of the light, obviously, and like the dimness of the light. But then you can like change if the light's reflective, or like if the light it, like can be blocked and create shadows. Does the light create shadows at all? Maybe not. You can then like basically you take like a tree, and they have things called fluxes in the tree, right? And they're basically like the pixels of the tree is called like a flux. Well, then it's like if you want to take like this tool and create like move the fluxes further apart. So then like it becomes like more of like an artsy stylized tree. Put them closer together and the fluxes become like more dense and like almost like a realistic looking object. So people are making these realistic first person shooters and space adventure games. And then people are making these whimsical art games. I'm gonna throw like a few things of B-roll in here because I want to like show some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll show some what it looks.
Because I think it's kind of important.
So there's quick question.
Yeah, please throw some questions out.
Do you think it's like harder to program, I guess, like make these dreams with a console than it would be like with a keyboard mouse if that had like a possibility? Or is there like it's more like pick and place and not as much like programming, editing? I'm not sure how it looks. I actually
I think I know where you're going with this.
Is there values you have to like mess around with?
Not really. It's very much designed to be PlayStation
controller program. Okay.
Yeah, you're not typing in numbers. You're not going and like, I want this to be 0.43, whatever.
Yeah.
You are moving sliders. You are using basically brushes across stuff to change their color. Like you're like, it's very much designed to be.
What about like
controlled?
Like story stuff, like when you're typing out text or something like that.
I have not gotten to the tech stuff, so I don't know how that works. I do know that like you input, like MP3s, like you basically connect your computer to.
You can input sound, yeah.
Yeah, like you connect your computer to your controller and like.
Okay, so maybe you can then.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure there's a way to use a keyboard or.
That's what I was just wondering.
Yeah,
because that would improve efficiency.
I've seen people use subtitles and have voice acting. So basically,
that's what I've seen. Yeah.
You can implement voice acting. You can implement music that you've created, and then a section of dreams is obviously you can make your whole game, right? Mm-hmm. Well, then James, like maybe you're just really into making shrubbery, and you're really freaking good at making shrubbery. So you're just making these little bushes, and that's all you're doing. And then people can use your bush. Sounds weird. They can use your shrubbery and into their levels, and then you get credit for being in their level, and you get like points for it, like basically like reputation.
No money.
I wonder when that's coming because I think that will be a thing where you can.
That would be powerful.
Where you can charge for your dream.
If they had a marketplace.
Well, I'm like,
and then they take a cut.
Yep.
House takes a cut, and then you're able to at least get something.
Right. But right now, for me, like the promise of dreams and what's really fascinating about it is like I just go into the dream surfing and just kind of scroll through like the random stuff. And I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting. And I click on it and I'm like, oh, this is this is either really stupid or really fun or holy crap, how did they do this?
Like, yeah.
There's one dream and it's what's it called? Oh, it's called Impala SS Sandbox, and you are driving a Impala around, and the physics are incredible. The driving feels like a driving game. Like it feels like an old kind of arcadey driving game. And they have damage that you can turn on and off, and like your car crashes, and like the sound effects are there, and the damage like permanently on your car is there. Pieces of your car will fly off. It's like, how do they do all of this in dreams? Like it just blows my mind. So then there's obviously those two, and then Media Molecule basically made their own story in dreams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's called Art's Dream, and on the surface it's like a blend of like an adventure game with platforming elements, but different, like a few different art styles throughout the whole story. Well, then it like really starts to blend together these really interesting themes and everything, and by the end it's like this really powerful, like holy crap, they've made this in dreams. And like they have like musical moments of it, and like where you're like beatboxing and stuff, and your character, not like you in real life. But it's like it shows basically what Dreams is capable of, and it is a full like 3-hour campaign. Okay. Where it's like they made like different levels that all seamlessly go together in Dreams. Mm-hmm. It's mind blowing, and I'm so excited to see where it goes in the games that are created.
So the potential right now is low, but when people start learning and getting better at it and seeing the possibilities with dreams, you're gonna see it probably like reach the high point.
Yeah, so I don't think the potential's low. I think the potential's honestly limitless. Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Like
the potential's high.
Yeah, maybe some of the average quality I think would be low.
I've seen people play it, and from what I've seen, they've been playing like mediocre, like, oh haha, here's someone's project.
And I think that's part of the fun though, is right. So I'll read off some of the ones I really like. So the one that I think is the haha fun is there's one called Joker Dance. And it is straight out of the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, where you go down the stairs and it plays the like that song, like
yeah.
That the Gary Glitter song that everybody's like all mad about. But it plays that song and you just walk down the stairs and your guy is dancing while he's walking down the stairs. And that's the entire game. There's nothing more to it. It is just that, but it's hilarious.
Ooh.
Okay. There's
what do you think about them with like IP stuff, like copyright IP?
I think that's where Dreams gets interesting. Like right now, obviously, it's fine because you're not charging for it.
It's all free for it.
But like when people eventually want to make a game and charge for it. So there's literally a game that I found called Castle in the Clouds, and it is a Mario game. Where
Heck yeah, there it is. Yeah.
And he makes all the Mario like, hoo, ha, whoa, like noises. Oh, and he just does all that, and it is a Mario platform where you collect coins and you do all that stuff, and it reminds me very similar of Mario 64.
Oh, Nintendo's coming for that.
I know. Then there's a lot of like the Flash, the guy who runs really fast, a lot of like free roam things with him, because someone built a really good Flash model and people just put him in certain things, and it's really funny because you'll see like 45 Flash levels. There's one where you're running around like a Dragon Ball Z town, but you run and you hold like R the trigger and like you run really fast, and that's just it. And it plays like really like whimsical running fast music. That's all there is to it. It's a fun 6-second experience. Then there's this game called Art Therapy, where art therapy is you're an artist and you get rejected from a museum. Your art's not allowed in a museum. So you leave your house and you grab a baseball bat. And you go to the museum and your goal is to break as much stuff in the museum as possible with the baseball bat.
Sounds fun.
It's really fun. You have 3 minutes and then like people like start to like look at you and you have to put away the baseball bat and like break more stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
It's really fun. I just played it like literally 15 seconds ago before we started the podcast. That's what I was playing. It was like, this is awesome. So then there's like, people have made these really impressive models where they've made K2SO from Star Wars, like the big robot from Rogue One. And it's this great, like accurate model and like how he walks. And then there's one that I want to mention because it's sometimes people just don't try. And there's one called Mickey Mouse versus Goku. And it's two models that never move. And Mickey just starts and he goes, I really want to kill something today. And then Goku's sitting there just like stiff as a board and he goes, want to kill something? Fight me. And Mickey goes, okay. And then 2 explosions happen. Goku's on the thing and he goes, I'm dead. And that's it. And it's like a short film. So, yeah, honestly, Dreams is... I'll give Dreams updates, I think, like as time goes on in different games I'm playing on Dreams. But it is... way better than I anticipated.
Do you want to do everything? Do you want to like make models?
Yes. So I'm working on an idea right now, basically of like almost like a 3D platformer with like a very heavy story 3D platformer of like combat. And I'm working on how I can go about that. And honestly, like right now, I'm literally writing stuff into a notebook of like what kind of models I'll need and like what levels I should make and how I should do it. And I've done the first 2 rounds of tutorials. And I have like 75 more tutorials to go before I'm ready. And it's time consuming, but it is. Yeah. But then you're working on something, you're like, oh my God, that's a tool that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's how they did it. So, and people are making beautiful landscapes and Dreams and like, it's mind blowing. It shouldn't be this good. And like I said, I would be shocked if it's not up there with Cyberpunk and The Last of Us at the end of the year.
Wow.
I would be shocked for me if it's not up there.
I mean, there's 3 games. There's Doom.
I know.
Doom's
gonna
Doom. Fall off.
Oh, Doom looks real good.
Ori.
Ori. See, like that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of great games.
But like, I
really think.
So then, do you think if Dreams came out at the worst time? Then, if it came out last year, it probably would have won.
I think if it came out last year, Dreams this year will win Game of the Year somewhere.
Okay,
I can really see that. I think
Untitled Goose Game won a Game
right, and I think it could win it at Dice, right? Like, and I think
Dice would be the place.
I think that Dreams will be. It's reviewing very well. It's got like a 90 something on Metacritic, like so. It's like critically, it's being received very well, which is awesome.
That's very good.
Because I think it's a hard sell. It's a weird game to explain, but like when you sit down and play it, you're like, oh, this is Dreams. This is. Like, honestly, I was regretting that I bought it. I was like, I said I'm just gonna review this. And I sat down to play it, and I was like, hey, "Oh, and it's only $40. It's not even a full game."
It's not a $60 price tag game. It's $40.
It's $40.
More than.
It's honestly, and PlayStation believes in it because they let it go for 8 years. You know, like they would have canceled if they didn't believe in it.
Yeah, they definitely let it go for pretty long. But that being said, most of the games that they let go long do well.
Right, and this seems like it was worth it. So far, it's like I'm saying. I think it will be in the running for Game of the Years at the end of the year, and like the Game Awards. This will be one of the nominations, I think, for Game of the Year.
I'm curious to see like what this spawns for the people who like make successful games on it.
Right. I mean, someone's literally remaking Fallout 4.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
It looks amazing.
That sounds fun. I love Fallout 4.
It's like not as janky as Fallout 4 originally was.
Yeah, like I like Fallout 4, but I don't like the janky.
It might control better than Fallout 4, and it was made in Dreams.
So here's my other thing. We're looking at some of the footage I've seen. Like I keep telling you, like it's like Gang Beastie, and then some I've seen like film grain type. Would you say that you gonna make a good looking game with Dreams? There's one like, and it's just a tech demo because it's like a work in progress. But there's one like it's a first person shooter and then also a survival game that like the same group is making, and it is stunning how it looks. Like it's obviously it's not like The Last of Us Part 2 good looking where you're like, how do they do that? But it's like, how are they doing that compared to like what I've seen in Dreams right now? Like, so it is a like good for Dreams, but not like looking AAA good.
It can compete, I think, with some AAA. Yeah, it's just I just don't think like it can compete with Naughty Dog or like any of that. Like, but it looks good.
Like Witcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm definitely curious about it.
Yeah, I'm stunned by it. I would say it's almost a must play, especially if you're into kind of creating stuff a little bit. Like if there's like that scratch that little itch. I think there's really something there. If I had to give it a ranking, I'd give it a 2 thumbs up ranking. I don't like giving stuff numbers, but I think it's
2 thumbs.
I think it's worthy of the 90 on Metacritic.
Okay, so you give it a 90.
No. We'll see. Like I said, I think we're just scratching the surface of Dreams. It's a hard game to review because it comes from what it can be in 3 years, and
yeah, you're right. It comes from what it can be. It could be like a Gary's mod or with a lot of like sandbox Forge mode stuff games. It takes time. Yeah, exactly. So that's my Dreams review. But James, we got one final thing before we wrap up this bad boy of a show. Oh, sorry. Quick question.
Oh yeah,
multiplayer or is it all single player?
There are multiplayer games in it. I think they're all only local. I have not experienced one that's like online multiplayer.
Very hard to do online. I wouldn't even see if it was possible. But I was wondering if they were able to do that. That's
but I've seen multiplayer on there, and so it looks really good.
Yeah.
Oh, also someone remade the ending of Star Wars Rogue One with Darth Vader in Dreams. Oh. It's a little more cartoony, but it is hilarious and it's awesome. And they've got like all the physics down perfectly and the sound effects. It's really cool. Just to throw that out there. I love Star Wars. I don't know if you knew.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I keep it pretty close to the vest, you know?
Yeah, you have some Star Wars figurines.
What are you talking about? All right, James, before we close out this show, we are slowly building the top 20 games of all time as listed by SideEscape. Yes. And it's very, very much impartial. It's very
much not official, biased.
It is very biased. It is very
obscure.
So we've picked games so far that we have picked. I think we've got 6. Yes. Super Mario
picked 2
World.
Last week.
I picked 2 last week. I cheated. Super Mario World, Minecraft, The Last of Us, Doom 1993, and then Zelda: The Breath of the Wild, and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Now, James, it is your pick. Are you picking one game or are you cheating?
I'm picking 2 games.
I love that we're cheating on this. Games. By the end of it, we're each going to bring like 5 games to the table.
I'm bringing it now. We're bringing it to a series that we both love, most of our friends love,
Yep.
The world loves. I'm going Halo, baby.
Halo, baby.
But
you're saying 2
How
Halos?
many Halo games are there?
Okay, are we counting Halo Wars? Because obviously those.
Yeah, we actually are counting Halo Wars. We're counting the Halo franchise.
So we got 4 by Bungie, 2 Halo Wars. That's 6. We've got Halo 5.
Halo 5.
Halo ODST.
Halo
we forgot
T.
ODST. So there's that's actually 5 by Bungie.
That's a game, yeah.
And then Halo 4. We got 10.
Yes.
10 Halo games. Okay. We're gonna talk about 2.
And I'm picking Halo 1.
Okay.
I'll give the reason. And Halo 2.
Okay.
That's it. Now, why for Halo 1? Halo 1 was a big part of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I played it when I was like in kindergarten, which is pretty interesting for an M-rated game and playing it while you're in kindergarten. But it was just iconic in every sense of the word of how this first-person shooter, like the story, how likable Master Chief was, the maps, the multiplayer. The multiplayer was the biggest thing for me.
Right.
The co-op as well. All of that was in the sounds. Like, it just sounded so clean and futuristic with the weapons and so good. Halo 2. Sorry, we'll move on to Halo 2.
No.
Halo 2 did something that was kind of big and I think that put Xbox in the forefront, which is Xbox Live.
Yep.
Like Halo 2 with Xbox Live brought multiplayer internet gaming to the next level, I feel like, especially for consoles.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that big back then. There's an adapter you can get for PlayStation 2 to play online.
Yeah, you could.
I don't know if there was one for GameCube. Maybe
GameCube did have one, but it didn't really work.
Yeah, so then you have something with Xbox that was like, boom, you just hook it up and you can play.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then you had Xbox Live. Big things that laid down the foundation for internet gaming for the next generation. And Halo 2 was there at the forefront with an amazing multiplayer, and that worked great.
Right.
With a story that like propelled the first one to another level. So it's iconic in that sense. And I would have picked 3, but I feel like 3 didn't do much that the first 2 laid the foundation for.
Right. I think 3 was the most hyped game of all time.
3 was the most hyped because it culminated everything. Yeah, it culminated everything, but it carried on. Yeah, it carried on the hype of the first 2.
Right.
Because it ended the story.
At first, I was a little trepidatious when I heard you were going to say Halo 1 and Halo 2 right there. But then you reminded me about Xbox Live. And what Halo 2 did to what we know as multiplayer, it changed everything.
Yeah, what Halo did to Xbox was...
It added like
incredible.
It also added
what
clans.
Halo 2 did to multiplayer,
Yeah, of course, yeah. What Halo 1 has to be on there. Halo 2, I think, is justified to be on there. It added clans, and it really was like the first game to have like big map packs. Like,
yes, map packs was...
Remember it came with that disc. It came with the disc with the map packs. And then all you had to do was give it to your friend because it was just installing the maps in there. So you only had to buy one for like 15 people. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
We had one that we traded around like my school. I was like, oh, you need the maps? All right, here you go. I think it's both of them rightfully deserve to be on the list. Now, I want to do something we've never done before, James. We're talking about the evolution of multiplayer games. I think this is a perfect time to bring up another one that I think we both will agree should be on there.
You're going to bring up a game after I brought up 2 games?
Is that okay?
And this is... No, go ahead.
Well, I think we're on the same topic.
Yeah,
We're talking about the evolution of multiplayer and shooters.
Yes.
I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare...
Of course.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare needs to be on there.
I was going to pick that, but I wanted to pick 2 games. That was eventually going to be on there.
Yeah.
You are 100% correct on Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
This will be my pick. You can pick next week. I just think that...
Got it.
We're talking about the evolution of multiplayers. Halo 2 started that online console gaming trend. Obviously, it was there on PC, but console it wasn't. And then Call of Duty took it and basically how multiplayer is played today with customization before the game.
Class customization, all this stuff. Yeah.
Building what your loadout is before you jumping in there and lobbies, right? And I think picking maps and vetoing stuff.
Skins were like, that was the forefront for Call of Duty 4 too.
Yep.
Golden Gun.
Oh, you got those headshots on your M16? That's awesome.
Yeah. You are so right about it.
I thought it was a good time to talk about the evolution of multiplayer, and you can't, I think, you talk about one to one, they all three, I think, add up to what we know now as normal shooting multiplayer. And obviously, Modern Warfare, so confusing now because there's 2 Modern Warfares. It bugs me so much.
OG4.
Yeah, the original Modern Warfare on 360 and PlayStation 3 and PC. That game set the tone because every Call of Duty has basically been that since then.
You're right.
But
because you play Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 3, and it's nothing. Like I remember I played Call of Duty 3 when it first came out for 360, and I was like, oh, I rented the game. Here it is. Okay, nothing. And then I bought Call of Duty 4, and it was night and day.
Yep.
Like literally transformed a big Call of Duty was already pretty big, but it propelled it into the forefront.
Oh, it made it what it was.
Made it probably the biggest FPS franchise ever.
Yeah. And I
so
think
since then they've been riding off that, like.
Well, yeah, and we talked about Xbox would be nothing without Halo, the original Halo, which launched with the Xbox.
Yeah.
And then Halo 2 that really made Xbox Live a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think both are rightfully deserved, and obviously Halo 2 is my favorite shooter of all time, so can't complain about that.
Which we're gonna wait for the collection.
Oh my god, it's never gonna come out for PC. It's really just pissing me off.
I mean, one is coming out soon.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, James. I gotta keep playing fucking Halo Reach.
You gotta reach right.
Oh my god, blow my brains
so let's talk about the worst. You should do top 20 worst games of all time. Halo Reach.
Yeah, it's not the worst game. It's just boring. But and you see it with Halo Reach. Halo Reach tried to copy Call of Duty a little bit by adding classes.
Hell, it does not work.
Doesn't work at all.
No.
I think those are great picks, and I'm sorry I added another one. I just felt like it fit in tune with what we were talking about.
It's all good.
It's your pick next week. We'll go back to picking one game instead of 3.
All right, the next 5 games.
Yeah, no, the next week we're picking
Uncharted.
4. Yeah, all 4 Uncharted's by Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
No. Perfect. Well, this has been another episode of the Side Escape Gaming Podcast. My name is Jake. This is James. Please remember to subscribe, do all that stuff to the video. And please go check out Side Escape Ranks, which is also on YouTube, which is a fun new show that we're starting up. And there's going to be a few new shows in the future. So get ready to look out for those. Thank you so much. Also our SoundCloud. Also, yes, we are now going to be on SoundCloud.
This episode will be on there.
We'll be on SoundCloud, and we should be on Spotify as well within a week or two. I know they're a little
hopefully,
trickly.
yeah, hopefully it is.
So, perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me, James.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.